Part C, multiplying and dividing algebraic fractions. So before we start, let's say you have a fraction in a fraction. Let's say you have a fraction in the numerator, so a over b over c. In that case, the numerator of the denominator of the numerator, so the b here, will move to the denominator. So that becomes a over b times c. Let's say we have a fraction in the denominator, so a over b over c. In that case, the denominator of the denominator will move to the numerator. So it's always the denominator of the fraction that will move. The denominator of the denominator will move to the numerator. That becomes a times c over b. Let's say we have a combination of both. So we have a fraction in the numerator and we have a fraction in the denominator. So a over b over c over d. In that case, again, the denominator of the numerator, so the b will move to the denominator, and the denominator of the denominator, the d, will move to the numerator, and then it becomes a times d over b times c. Yeah? Let's go to example 9. Before we go, let's say we have a over b times, you can write a dot or a cross, doesn't matter, times c over d. In this case, you can just do the numerators times each other, so the a times the c over the b times the d, or it's just ac over bd. Okay, example 9. We have 3 over m times m over 6. So that is actually equal to 3m over 6m. So the m's, they cancel out, and the 3 and the 6 becomes a 2 in the denominator. So it is equal to 1 over 2. And the second fraction, we have 3 over m times m squared. So the m here and the 2 to the power of 2 there cancels out. So it becomes 3m. Okay, let's go to the next example. That is with division. So let's say we have a over b divided by, you can write it like that, c over b. In this case, that is the same as multiplying, so a over b times, but the denominator becomes the numerator and the numerator becomes the denominator. So actually d over c. That is just ad over bc. Instead of writing a dividing sign here, you can also work with fractions like we explained here. So that is actually a over b divided by c over d. So we have a fraction in the numerator and a fraction in the denominator. So we learned that this is equal to, so the b goes to the denominator, the d goes to the numerator, that is equal to a times d over b times c. And that is also what we have here. Okay, let's do example 10. We have 4 over n divided by 2 over n squared. So we can see that as a multiplication, but we just switch the numerator and the denominator here. So times n squared over 2. I have an n here, I have to the power of 2 here, I have a 4 here, I have 2 here, so that becomes a 2. So then it's equal to just basically 2n. And then b, 3 over a divided by 2. So that should be equal to 3 over a times, the 2 is actually 2 over 1. And you switch the numerator and the denominator from place, so that is times 1 over 2. And that is basically 3 over 2a. Okay, let's go to example 11. Here we have y squared minus y over y minus 2 times 3y minus 6 over 4y minus 4. Okay, so what we have to do is, let's first of all try to factorize. So try to take something out. I have here y squared minus y. I can take a y out, and then y minus 1 is left. Here I have y minus 2 times, and here I can take a 3 out. Y minus 2 is left. Here I can take the 4 out. Y minus 1 is left. Okay, so I can write that under one fraction. So y times y minus 1 times 3 times y minus 2 over y minus 2 times 4 times y minus 1. Here we have the y minus 2, the y minus 2, the y minus 1, the y minus 1, and that should be equal to 3y over 4. Okay. And then part B, we have 5m minus 20 over 4 divided by 2m minus 8 over 3. So we divide by 2m minus 3, no, minus 8 over 3. That is the same as multiplying by 3 over 2m minus 8. Let's try to factorize. I have 5m minus 20. I can take the 5 out. If I take the 5 out, m minus 4 is left. 4 here, and 3 here. And here I can take the 2 out, and there m minus 4 is left as well. So in this case, the m minus 4's they cancel out. So I have 5 times 3, which is 50, over 4 times 2, which is 8.